Hey, welcome to Happiness Bar, where my goal is to share cocktails, content, and happiness. And today, we're making another spring cocktail off of my spring Hunter S. Thompson inspired craft cocktail menu. This cocktail is made with mezcal, it's made with dry vermouth, it's made with a pickle syrup that we're gonna make from scratch here with green onion, dill, black, white, and pink peppercorns, mustard seed. It's awesome. It's a stirred cocktail. This cocktail is called Fear and Loathing. And look, I know I said last week that I was only wearing this stupid hat because of the Kentucky Derby. Well, guess what, motherfuckers? I'm wearing it now because this is Fear and Loathing, son of a bitch. That's right, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, baby. Fear and Loathing on the campaign trail. Fear and Loathing and whatever the fuck else Hunter S. Thompson wrote Fear and Loathing about. This cocktail is an ode to that. So with all that being said, this is the build for Fear and Loathing. 2 ounces of mezcal, a ½ ounce of dry vermouth, a ¼ ounce of that homemade pickle syrup. It's stirred, it's served up in a Nick and Nora glass, and it's garnished with a little cornichon pickle. All right, so I know it sounds like there's a lot of prep for this cocktail, but there's really not. The only thing we have to make is that pickle syrup. So let's just go ahead and jump right into the prep work. Tools you're gonna need for the prep. You're gonna need a kitchen scale, something that can weigh out grams. You're gonna need a little spice grinder. You're gonna need a bar spoon or something you can stir with. You're gonna need some sealable storage containers, and you're gonna need a basket strainer. All right, guys, so let's just go ahead and jump into making that pickle syrup. It's the only prep we gotta do today. So real quick, the recipe for our pickle syrup is 250 grams of white sugar, 250 grams of water, 25 grams of green onion, 2.5 grams of dill, 15 grams of our black, white, and pink peppercorn blend, 5 grams of yellow mustard seed. We're gonna add all that into the pot. We're gonna bring it up to a boil, let that sugar dissolve, then we're gonna turn off the heat, and we're gonna let that just infuse into that syrup for 30 minutes. And we're gonna strain it out, we'll label and date, and we'll be ready to go. So, first things first, let's grab our scale. Place that container on the scale, make sure it's zeroed out, and we're gonna weigh out our 25 grams of green onions. So I'm just gonna break these up by hand. We don't need to really cut them up or anything. I'm gonna just rip them up. All right, so 25 grams of green onion. All right, we can take that, right? We got the whites, we got the root, we got the green, it's all good. We're gonna use all of it. I'm just gonna rip it up into some smaller pieces, throw it in the pot. Doesn't need to be perfect, you know, because we're gonna strain all this out anyway. Yeah, well, your hands are gonna smell like onion after this. All right, so we got our 25 grams of green onion in the pot. Next, let's get our 2.5 grams of dill, right? And we really just want the sprigs. We don't want the big old stems, because the sprigs is where all the oils are. 1, 2, 2.5. All right, so we got our 2.5 grams of our dill. Let's go ahead and just break that up into the pot as well. Rub it in your fingers, right? That'll help release all the oils. Just give it a good little tear up. All right, next, place the container back on the scale. Make sure it's still zeroed out. We're gonna weigh out 15 grams of our little peppercorn blend here, the pink, the white, and the black peppercorns. All right, 15 grams. Now, real quick, before we go adding that in, I'm gonna take out my spice grinder here, and I just wanna give it like a quick little pulse just to crack them up just a little bit. All right, so we got our 15 grams. Let's add that into our pepper grinder. Make sure we got all of them. And we're just gonna pulse it, maybe like once or twice, just to crack them a little bit. Yeah, just to break them up, maybe one more little hit. Boom, and that's it. So just go ahead and just dump those peppercorns in there. Place our container back on the scale. Make sure it's still zeroed out. And we're gonna weigh out 5 grams of mustard seeds. 5 grams. Just add that into the pot. Don't need to crack those up at all. Now, I'm gonna weigh out our 250 grams of sugar. Try to do this without spilling. All right, there it is. 250 grams of sugar into the pot. You have that container back on the scale. One more thing, 250 grams of water. All right, 250 grams of water into the pot. All right, let's go ahead and turn that burner on to a medium-high heat. Grab your bar spoon, and we are just gonna give this a nice stir. Everything is really nice and well incorporated. Like I said, we want to bring this up to a boil, turn it off the heat, then we're going to let it cool for 30 minutes before making our cocktail. While I'm waiting for that to heat up, I'm just going to grab a container. I'm just going to get it labeled and dated ahead of time. Guys, I say your shelf life on this is up to a month refrigerated. It's starting to smell so good. It literally smells like you smell a jar of pickles, man. The oniony note, the peppery, the dill especially, the little bit of mustard seed in there. It's gonna come together beautifully. Nothing you've ever seen in a cocktail before. All right, guys, this is just starting to come up to a boil. Smell it all. So nice. All the sugar's dissolved. But turn that off the heat. And I'm just gonna pour this into a container here while we let it steep for 30 minutes, just so you can see the beauty that is this syrup, man. It's just so cool, I think, anyway. All right, guys, so we let that steep for 30 minutes. What I'm gonna do is grab a basket strainer, and we're just gonna strain all of that out of our syrup. Now, you might have some small, like, specks of black pepper or pink or white peppercorn, whatever. That's okay. That's honestly awesome. It's just gonna add a little touch of extra note of flavor into the cocktail. That's cool. All right, we got our label and dated. We got our lid. Again, shelf life on that, guys, up to a month refrigerated. All right, guys, that was all the prep work. We're ready to make our Fear and Loathing cocktail. So I got my pickle syrup in this Cheetah bottle here just to make it easy to make the cocktail. This is a stirred cocktail. So let's grab our mixing glass. And we're gonna need our jigger. And we're also gonna need our glassware. All right, starting cheapest ingredients, most expensive ingredients. We're gonna need a 1/4 ounce of that pickle syrup. Gonna need a 1/2 ounce of our dry vermouth. And we're gonna need 2 whole ounces of our mezcal. Next, we're gonna need our ice. Let's grab our shaker tin. Fill this mixing glass all the way above the liquid with ice. Grab our bar spoon, stirring for 20 seconds as always. "20 seconds. Grab your Hawthorne strainer and let's pour this bad boy up. Yeah. Lastly, open up a nice jar of cornichons. And I'm gonna grab one of my nice new picks. Little gift from my sister-in-law and brother-in-law. And we're just gonna place that bad boy right on top of the cocktail there. There you have it, guys. Fear and Loathing. Let's taste. Let's dip that down in the cocktail. The first thing you get is that little bit of pickled note on the nose, a little bit of smoky note from the mezcal. Super clean, briny, smoky. You get a touch of that dill, that little bit of oniony note. You get that kind of peppery note on the back end there. This is like a super, almost like clean version of a Dirty Mezcal Martini, in a sense. If you think of it that way. It's kind of Dirty Martini-esque. Dirty Martini-esque. God damn it, Dirty Martini-esque. Son of a bitch. That's my impression of Johnny Depp doing his Hunter S. Thompson. Wow. Bite that pickle, it's so tasty. Damn, Fear and Loathing. A really sick, kinda Dirty Martini-esque, mezcal Dirty Martini-esque motherfucker. There it is, guys, the Fear and Loathing in all its glory, in ode to Hunter S. Thompson on this beautiful springtime menu. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this recipe. Maybe you made it along with me. Maybe you wrote it down, say, for a later date. Either way, let me know how you're liking everything. And, you know, as always, become a regular somewhere. Become a regular at your local watering hole. It's the best way to support local business and become a regular here at Happiness Bar by liking, commenting, subscribing. Hit that bell if you want notifications. We got cocktail videos coming out every Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern to get you ready for the weekend. Stay happy, everyone.